A warm greeting. Today is Friday, June 23, 2023. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia speaking. In this video, I would like to provide an update on Tropical Storm Bret, which is currently located south of Puerto Rico and north of Venezuela. Additionally, we will discuss what is now Tropical Storm Cindy. Cindy is moving over the waters of the tropical Atlantic and will maintain a trajectory passing northeast of the Caribbean. Let's begin by talking about Tropical Storm Bret, which has been crossing over the Lesser Antilles. It brought tropical storm conditions to some islands such as Martinique, Dominica, Barbados, and St. Lucia. However, so far, I haven't seen reports of major damage. Fortunately, it seems that this cyclone did not cause significant issues for these islands. Although rain will continue throughout today, weather conditions are expected to improve considerably over the next few days. By tomorrow, the weather should be pleasant. Tropical Storm Bret has continued to move westward with a slight southwest component, as the forecast predicted. It is passing hundreds of miles south of Puerto Rico, so the local effects will be minimal. It is also passing far enough from the north of Venezuela to avoid causing problems there as well. It will not affect the Dominican Republic significantly as it dissipates and moves well to the south. Remember that we had mentioned over the past few days that the wind shear would increase significantly over the Caribbean region as Tropical Storm Bret approached. Today, we can see that the circulation of Tropical Storm Bret has been mostly exposed throughout the day, with thunderstorm activity and precipitation located to the east and northeast of the circulation. In the last image of this animation, we can see that the storm continues to generate some intense thunderstorms attempting to reach the center of circulation, but this center is moving quickly to the west. It is only a matter of time before Tropical Storm Bret dissipates during this weekend as it accelerates through the Caribbean. In addition to the wind shear, we also observe a dry air mass entering the circulation. The evidence of this is the arc-shaped clouds we can see in this animation, which are associated with thunderstorms collapsing due to the dry air. The days are numbered for Tropical Storm Bret to dissipate without causing major issues in the Atlantic or the Caribbean. I wanted to mention that Tropical Storm Bret sometimes develops strong thunderstorms, as we can see in this infrared satellite animation. We observe very intense thunderstorms developing near the center. It is during the development of these thunderstorms that we sometimes have tropical storm force winds. This is the main reason why this cyclone still has maximum sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. Another very important factor I wanted to mention is that since yesterday, Tropical Storm Bret has been so weakened that it has been influenced by a flow with a southward component. We can see that it has even lost latitude. However, for residents of Venezuela and Colombia, there's no need to worry because the forecast indicates that it should continue on a mostly westward trajectory and dissipate quickly. It is expected to dissipate into a tropical wave by Saturday night or Sunday morning. Additionally, the strongest winds and heaviest rainfall are maintained to the northeast of the circulation. Therefore, this will remain over the waters of the Caribbean Sea without impacting coastal regions of Venezuela or the northern region of Colombia. Let's now talk about Tropical Storm Cindy, which developed during the past night. What was previously Tropical Depression Number 4, and as we had forecasted, it achieved enough organization to become the fourth tropical storm of the season. Currently, it has maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. It has been intensifying over the past few hours. However, as you can see, just like Tropical Storm Bret, Tropical Storm Cindy is being impacted by some wind shear and dry air located to the west of the circulation. This is preventing the tropical storm from strengthening as quickly as it could. If we look at the infrared satellite image, you can see that it continues to develop some areas of thunderstorms. At the moment, there are no indications of rapid strengthening, and that dry air is definitely helping to limit the strengthening of this cyclone. As you know, the forecast indicates that it should pass northeast of the Caribbean and has been mostly moving west-northwest over the past few days. In the last 12 hours, we have seen it take a more northwestward component, which will keep this tropical storm far away from the Caribbean region. Notice that the cone of uncertainty in the trajectory remains very far away. In fact, it has been shifting to the right or more toward the north. In the Caribbean, we should not be concerned about Tropical Storm Cindy. Although it is expected to strengthen slightly over the next 48 hours, once it reaches the northeast of the Caribbean, a trough will impart strong wind shear, rapidly weakening the storm. Even the National Hurricane Center is forecasting that it should dissipate north of Puerto Rico by Tuesday afternoon. However, the island of Bermuda should remain vigilant because atmospheric conditions in that area may be favorable for this cyclone to reorganize south of Bermuda. It could pose a long-term risk to the island. As I mentioned yesterday, this forecast has high confidence because the models have a strong consensus that they will pass far away from the Caribbean, taking a northward component and passing near the island of Bermuda by mid-next week. In the intensity forecast, you can see that gradual strengthening is expected over the next 36 hours. Afterward, wind shear will rapidly weaken this cyclone. Starting from Monday or Tuesday, conditions may improve, allowing it to strengthen again as it approaches Bermuda. I wanted to show you the conditions that will contribute to the system strengthening as it approaches Bermuda. Here we can see the forecast from the GFS model. Notice that for Saturday, there's a trough located north of Puerto Rico, and Tropical Storm Cindy moving in a northwestward direction. Especially between Sunday and Monday, strong wind shear will likely disrupt the circulation of this tropical cyclone. However, as the days pass, the remnants of Tropical Storm Cindy may position themselves just below the trough. This could provide good ventilation to the north and northeast quadrants, allowing for significant strengthening as it approaches Bermuda by the end of next week. It's a long-term forecast, and there could be significant changes. We still don't know how close or far it may pass from the Bermuda region. Let's look at the forecast from the best global models. The American model, the GFS, shows a hurricane possibly passing near the east of the island of Bermuda. We also have the European model with a tropical storm passing just west of Bermuda by the end of next week. In summary, Bermuda should pay attention to the forecasts for this cyclone. However, at this moment, it is too early to discuss the possible trajectory and the effects it could have on the island. Before I go, I also wanted to mention that in the Pacific region, the GFS model develops a hurricane south of Chiapas and Guerrero. I will be discussing this particular system in a video that I will record later today. Friends from the western and southern regions of Mexico should stay tuned to learn what effects, if any, the possible development of these two cyclones may have during the next week. Well, that's all for now. I hope everyone has an excellent night and a wonderful weekend. I will continue updating the forecast for Tropical Storm Bret and Tropical Storm Cindy in the coming days. Goodbye for now.